He was sensational. I didn't expect that. I mean, very short and sweet. And I watched it back on the DAZN monitor when we were doing the interviews, and I mean, he was punch perfect. All the punches he threw, they all connected from great body shots.
Recently, Moses Itauma secured a dominant knockout victory over Dillian Whyte, creating a shock in the boxing world. The unexpected result sparked wide reactions, as many top boxers, analysts, and promoters shared their expert analysis. Some expressed surprise, while others emphasized its impact.
Well, he's different. It's different, but then at the same time, it's a little bit sad to see Dillian go like that. But at the end of the day, it's boxing, it's a business, and it's brutal.
First and foremost, Frank Warren, the famed British boxing promoter and main person behind the Moses Itauma vs. Whyte match, praised Moses in his post-fight interview. He highlighted that Atama's performance was nothing short of incredible since he stunned everyone by defeating Dillian so easily. Warren stated that no one had ever done to Whyte what he accomplished that night. However, he also noted that Moses is still a young fighter with a long road ahead of him and many challenges to overcome in his career.
He's a bit of a phenomenon. And, you know, you don't want to load a load of weight on someone's shoulders. And obviously we're in, you know, we're all guilty of hyping fighters, but he delivers. I mean, nobody's ever done that to Dillian. Nobody. And you've seen him in with good quality fighters where he's given them tough fights. He's won fights. He's only been beaten, I think, I think it's world champions. And, I mean, even the fight he gave out Usyk. I mean, you look at that, look what he did with him. And he's a kid, 20-year-old kid, and he's 12 fight novice.
He also went on to laud Moses Itauma, naming him the best fighter at his age he had ever worked with. Warren regarded his mindset as the most powerful weapon in his armory, citing its incredible strength. He said that Moses' approach to bouts does not represent his youth, as he carries himself like an experienced professional boxer. He prepares thoroughly for each battle and works hard to get in great shape, and when the time comes to deliver, he does so with precision and power.
He's got a great mindset. And for a fighter, I mean, he the way he shapes up, the shots he throws, the way he goes about his business, he ain't 20 years old. He's like some veteran fighter, and I just love watching him. I think he's an exciting fighter, and I think at this stage, 20 years of age, this stage of his career, he's probably the best I've been involved with at this stage of his game.
Furthermore, Frank, wondering about Itama's future fights as hype grows around him, suggested that a showdown against Alexander Usyk would be a quality one. He accepted that if management decided to make the fight, that would be great, but he would proceed with care. Frank indicated that he would first confer with all of his teammates because such a fight may be dangerous. He suggested that it could be too early to put a youthful star like Moses against a monster like Usyk.
Wants him to face Alexander Usyk next.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do, we're not rushing into anything yet, and I appreciate that, and it'll be a great fight. And we'll see what happens. We've got to well have a talk. Obviously, that would be a fabulous fight.
Be truthful with me, though.
Sorry?
Be truthful with me. Would you put Moses in next with Alexander Usyk if it was right?
Truthful, I'm not making any decisions about anything tonight. You know, I've got to talk. You've got to talk to the team, talk to the boys. We're not jumping it. It's not a pissing contest. You know what we do. It'll be measured, and we'll consider how we do it and what we're going to do.
Another important figure, Gareth Davies, the well-known British boxing journalist and broadcaster, marked the fight as unforgettable for Moses. He said that everyone was expecting exactly the kind of performance he delivered, as the young talent had put in immense work during camp, carefully crafted a game plan, and executed it brilliantly in the ring. Davies regarded Moses' performance as just outstanding, noting that his faith in his own hard work and patience enabled him to earn such a large victory in an extraordinarily decent and stylish manner.
Quite incredible. He delivered on everything that anyone thought great of him. He was clinical, brutal, concise, picked Dillian apart, was patient in victory, and lived up to all the expectations that anyone had of him. He was nerveless. I interviewed him in the ring afterwards. He said he didn't feel any nerves. All the work had been done over 14 weeks in camp. The game plan went to perfection, and he saw the openings straight away. He saw the things that he was told he would see if he did what he did.
Like Frank Warren, he also shared his opinion on who Atama should face next. He mentioned that although many people believe no heavyweight can go 12 rounds with him, he personally thinks that Alexander Usyk or Tyson Fury could. However, he stressed that the chances of Usyk lasting the distance with him are much higher than with anyone else. Looking ahead, Davies said this matchup could be made in the future if Turkey were to put enough money on the table, as Usyk would surely consider it.
Is he going to risk his legacy, or how much money will it take Usyk to get in the ring with Moses? Because I think Moses would take that fight. I think he would fight anyone in the top 10. As Ben Davison told me this week, I do not think there is a heavyweight in the world that could go 12 rounds with Moses. I do. I think Usyk could go 12 rounds with him. I think Fury, if he's on his game, could potentially go 12 rounds with him as well. But I don't know. I don't think Fury will, but Usyk may end up going 12 rounds with him, or less, if he wins, or Moses wins, if Turkey Al Sheikh puts enough money in.
Moreover, in his response to this fight, Eddie Hearn expressed genuine worry about Dillian Whyte. He pointed out that his body language was extremely bad, and that he came into the fight as if he didn't even want to be in the ring with Atama. Hearn highlighted that Whyte must carefully consider his future because he is nearing the conclusion of his career. However, he praised the tremendous sharpness of Moses with which he delivered the win and gave him entire credit for securing such a stunning triumph.
Yeah, as expected, Dillian just didn't look like he wanted to be in there. He's just all the styles all wrong, do you know what I mean? Early on, as we said, the first couple of rounds, just too sharp. Dillian's just too old, you know?
You think Dillian should call it a day now, Edward?
Oh yeah, that was just thank you very much boxing. And that's why I was surprised he took the fight in the first place, but I think, you know, you see he's at the end of his career. But listen, respect to Moses, he's super sharp, but...
Speaking truly, Hearn further mentioned that while Moses is a real talent and has been doing very well so far, his true test will come against an opponent who is active and consistently taking big fights. He clarified that defeating such a fighter will truly demonstrate that he is serious and capable of winning against opponents of the highest caliber as well. For the moment though, he advised that Moses should simply enjoy this remarkable victory and then carefully decide what he wants to pursue next.
It's a long way to go. You got to fight a live, active heavyweight, you know what I mean? I like these kind of guys, you know? But he's a brilliant talent, you know, excellent skill, but you're not really going to know till you've got someone who's active and live in the corner, but he's a brilliant talent.
If you were the promoter of Moses Itauma, who would you be looking at next?
I don't know, you just got to move up, but sooner or later you're going to have to fight someone sort of who's active and live. But he's good enough to beat those kind of people anyway, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. He's got a massive future.
Unlike everyone, Tyson Fury said it was simply a young man versus an old man, and as everyone knows, boxing is a young man's game where age eventually makes you give up. Reflecting on the victory, Fury described Moses Itauma as an exceptional talent and most importantly still very young with plenty ahead of him. He confidently stated that Moses has what it takes to beat all the older fighters in the division, including Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, and Jarrell Miller.
I keep getting asked about young Moses Itauma fighting Alexander Usyk and fighting other big names. And my opinion is not someone who don't know boxing. My opinion is someone who has been there and won every single belt, won everything there is to win in boxing, and done very well. Boxing is a young man's game. Like I told Vladimir Klitschko when he was 37, boxing's a young man's game and he waits for nobody. So here's the opinion, you've heard it here first. Moses Itauma will wreck all them old men out of the division. Usyk, AJ, Miller, whoever there is who's old, Zhang, whoever else there is, Luis Ortiz, all these big names of the past are all a spent force. And even the world champion now, if they took my belts and give them to Usyk, Moses will wreck him. Because he's young man versus an old man. An old man can't mess with young men.
Moving forward, Andy Lee also reacted to the dominant performance from Moses, calling it total destruction and amazing to watch. Although the bout lasted only a short time, he showed patience as he kept looking for the right shot from the very beginning. Soon the opportunity arrived, and he capitalized perfectly with his power and timing. Andy praised that approach and also supported the idea of Moses facing Usyk, saying it would be an exciting and interesting fight that fans around the world would love to see.
Wow, phenomenal. What did you? I mean, say what do you make of it? It lasted less than a minute, obviously.
Yeah, but from the start, he mentioned about Ben's game plan, and it must have been to feint because he was fainting. Every time he fainted, he was looking to parry and catch Dillian Whyte, and when he feinted him that time with the knockout, he feinted him and he put his head down, caught him on top of the head. So, and that was it. He never stopped. Wonderful.
Is it too early to talk about this young man and Alexander Usyk?
Nah, let's make it happen because phenomenal. Like, obviously, Parker's in line for the shot. We're going Parker to get the fight, but this guy's not far behind. He's phenomenal and definitely the future of the division.
Most significantly, Sam Jones, like others, also praised Moses Atama and described him as a complete warrior. He asserted that he actually possesses everything a boxer requires to be deadly in the ring. Sam responded firmly that he does not care what others think of him, since he only wants to give him credit for what he has already accomplished. He also went on to say that Moses is capable of defeating everyone who stands in his way, and he is confident that he is the next great thing in international boxing.
I don't want to downplay Moses Itauma, because if anyone's looked at my views on him, he's a star. He's a complete star. He looks like he's got absolutely everything. He's fast feet, fast hands. He can punch. He's engaging to listen to as well. He comes across like a nice, polite young kid with a hint of the arrogance that you need. Do you know what I mean? He's got a bit of everything. And he's only got to beat what's put in front of him, and he done that yesterday in devastating fashion. But
Sam further went on to talk about Whyte, saying that on fight night he was not the Dillian we all know. According to him, Whyte looked totally different, almost as if he forgot how to box once he stepped into the ring with Moses. Jones stressed that Dillian now needs to think very seriously about his career and where it is heading. At the same time, he added that Moses should be given more opportunities to develop before stepping into the group of elite boxers.
Dillian Whyte it's not the Dillian that we all that have grown to love. Do you know what I mean? That weren't the Dillian. You could tell it on the way to the ring. I mean, I tweeted it and I said, I don't want to read too much into it, but if body language is anything, that I'm concerned about the way it went. So, listen, the fight went the way it went. Moses won. He moves on. And I think the key now for Moses is Frank Warren's a genius at it, matchmaking. He always has been, and he's known for it.
Furthermore, Antonio Tarver, the former light heavyweight world champion and respected boxing pundit, compared Atama's intensity to that of a young Mike Tyson. He stated that this child certainly has something exceptional within him and has accomplished far more than is often expected at him on his triumph and recommended he concentrate more on improving his boxing abilities, as this could help him reach new heights very soon.
Wow, we knew it was gonna be that. 20 years old. Congratulations. Look like he's on his way. Awesome. 20 years old, bro. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's that Mike Tyson energy, boy. He getting him out of there quick. 20 years old, bro. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, the bet was a knockout early, boy. If y'all made it, y'all got paid tonight.
Further talking about the pros' reactions, Joseph Parker described it as a stunning victory for Moses Atama. He said that he clearly showed in the ring what he is capable of and proved that he does not like to hold back when fighting. Instead, he enjoys exchanging shots and taking the fight to his opponent. However, Parker admitted that the bout ended much earlier than anyone had anticipated. He added that if the fight had gone 3 or 4 rounds deeper, it would have turned into a far more challenging contest.
Yeah, stunning win for Atama.
Stunning win. Explosive display. We said it was going to either be a quick fight in the first 3 rounds, a lot quicker than everyone expected. But if it went past 3 or 4 rounds, it would have been a more challenging fight. You know? But he showed what he can do in the ring tonight. Great display.
Moreover, Buddy McGurt, the former world champion and Dillian Whyte's trainer, saluted Moses for his outstanding performance against Whyte following the fight. He claimed that he already knew how capable this child was, and he demonstrated himself in the ring convincingly. Buddy proceeded to say that Dillian appeared well prepared for the fight during training camp, but after he was hit with that tremendous shot in the fighting, Moses never let him recover and finished the fight with a clear knockout.
I knew the kid could fight, I knew the kid could punch, and I knew that he was going to try to come out early. You know what I mean? Well, we knew it, because, you know, Dillian knew and I knew, but when he got hit, once Dill got hit with that shot, you know what I mean, Moses didn't let him recover, which, you know, he did what he was supposed to do. So, you know, it happens, you know, it happens.
Talk to me about the build-up to this fight for Dillian, and how did he look in camp?
You know, in camp, he had he looked good. You know, to be honest, he looked good in camp.
Buddy further explained what their plans are for now. He mentioned that he has asked his fighter to take some rest and enjoy time with his family, as doing so would help him regain confidence and feel fresh again. He emphasized that the most important thing is avoiding any negative comments at this stage. According to Buddy, Dillian first needs to allow his mind to return to a normal state, and only then should he decide whether to continue fighting or move toward retirement.
I told him, I said, I'll call you in a few days. I told him that when we just had lunch. I said, go home. Turn your phone off, man. Enjoy your family. I mean, and when you're alone, get your thoughts together. You know what I mean? Because if not, everyone's gonna be calling you. You should retire. You shouldn't retire. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. And then your mind is kind of fucked up. You don't need that right now. You don't need negative thoughts. You don't need none of that. You know what I'm saying? What you need is to find yourself. That's what I believe. Find yourself and then make a decision. This way, the decision that you make is coming from your heart and your gut. You know what I mean? That's what I had to do, and I feel that's what he should do.
Additionally, Hamza Shiraz, while praising Atama, also stressed the importance of having a strong mindset when going into such big fights. He explained that when a fighter carries the right mindset along with clear strategies, the pressure feels lighter, which is why he looks so comfortable in the ring. Hamza further pointed out that this victory was the true fruit of all the hard work and dedication Moses had put in during his training camp.
It's more what happens in the camp, the preparation mentally for a fight of this magnitude for Moses. So whether that went 1 round, 12 rounds, it wouldn't really made that much of a difference. But listen, at heavyweight, you want to take minimal damage. And that's what he's doing, bro.
Besides, Dean Whyte, the brother of Dillian Whyte, also joined the conversation, reflecting on what turned out to be a very tough fight night for his brother. He underlined, just as he had already mentioned before, that the early rounds were always going to be the key. Dean stressed that Dillian had to be very careful and very aware during those opening moments, but unfortunately, he was not. And now, as Dean pointed out with regret, the result is right there in front of everyone.
Tough night at the office. It was something that I've said in every interview. The early rounds are going to be pivotal and they're going to be key. Patience, defensive awareness. I don't think that was there. I think early rounds, I don't know. I think Dillian was too close early and he was rolling a little bit early. I think normally, sometimes boxing is long jab, you feel each other out, you keep it kind of long. When you get tired, but it changes. And I said it could kind of implode quite quickly.
Dean further said that he thinks Dillian still wants to fight, but he suggested that his brother should now consider retirement because everyone witnessed something very shocking in his recent bout. Moses did something extraordinary to Dillian, something no one had ever done before. Dean also noted that it truly hurts to see a loved one stepping into the ring and risking his life. In his opinion, fighting more at this stage simply does not make any sense for him.
Yeah, I guess he still wants to fight on. I don't know, it's mad. You know, when you look at it, no one's ever done that to Dillian. It's I don't know. As you get older, do you want to see people, your family, your loved ones going in the ring, getting hurt like this and continue putting your life or yourself in danger? Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense to.
In the end, if you've made it this far, we'd love to hear your thoughts on what unfolded in this dramatic showdown. What did you make of Moses Atama's performance? Was it the result of Dillian Whyte's poor game plan? Or was it Moses' incredible mindset and sharp execution that led to such a short bout? More importantly, who would you like to see Atama face next as he continues his rise in the heavyweight division? Drop your opinions in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as your support truly means a lot. Stay tuned for more updates.